presentation of DRG Media Group Sports. This is coverage of Pierre Governor High School sports on KGFX, DRGnews.com, and the DRG News app. It's time for the pregame on KGFX.
And a very happy Tuesday evening. Hello, everybody. Welcoming you into Sioux Falls here at Jefferson High. I'm Justin Coward, and also welcoming you into the Bank West pregame show where our high school basketball coverage brings you the Pierre Governor girls and the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. Pierre Governor girls are coming off their first win, snapping a losing streak after they took down Sioux Falls Lincoln in their last contest. Final score there was a 48-22 victory. And that came after their last win was on January 20th. However, there was a lot of progress in that losing streak for the Pierre Governor girls that we talked a little bit with about Kirk Bebout, as you'll hear in our Buff Nation Keys to Success. Some great minutes with him talking about his team, some of the players that make the wheels turn, and what's left in front of them. We'll dive into all of that here. But first, we want to give a big thanks to all of our great sponsors who make broadcasting high school hoops here possible tonight on the road in Sioux Falls. Our friends, of course, at Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wegner Auto, Hag Ag, Zander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Bauman Lumber, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, and Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi. Only 3 games remain in this regular season for the Pierre Governor girls, starting tonight with Sioux Falls Jefferson. The Cavaliers currently sitting at 11-6 on the season, have put together a nice campaign. They will then come home to take on Sioux Falls Roosevelt in 3 days, Friday night. And that is a 7 o'clock tip before their final regular season game will be on the road in Watertown, who sits at 3-15. Now, the Pierre Governor girls have everything right in front of them, and we may be the only folks in this, this crew checking the standings, as you'll hear in a moment from Kirk Bebout. He didn't know until I told him where they sat. He may have taken a little bit of a peek, but currently the Pierre Governor girls sit at 15th in Class AA. Sturgis sits at 16th at 6-13. So not many seed points to be had in wins against a 5-13 Sioux Falls Roosevelt team, who sits, as I mentioned, at 5-13, and then a Watertown team that sits at 3-15. So this game tonight could mean a lot for the Pierre Governor girls. One, it would mean 2 wins in a row, which would be a very sweet feeling to head back to the state capitol for your final home game coming up Friday night with a 2-game win streak and 2 winnable games in front of you. It would also mean some very valuable seed points. Now, you can only go up if you get those wins, but as we saw with Vermilion in Class A boys, they got to win against a team with just 2 on the season, and they actually dropped from 6 to 8. So if you're the Pierre Governor girls, it almost feels like this is a must-win tonight, and then you see how everything lays out in front of you. However, it does benefit the girls knowing who sits below them and what they need to do, and, well, what they need to do is get wins. They have 5 on the season. They sit at 5-12, and it won't come easy tonight against a Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers team who sits at 11-6 and is winners of their last 3. But as we mentioned, everything in front of this Pierre Governor girls squad, and they know what they need to do, and that is win. Well, a good crowd is filing in here. A couple folks made their way from the state capitol. South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to slow the drive. Arrive alive. It starts with you. You've got some place to be. And as is customary across schools this time of year, it's senior night for the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers, so we've got a bit of an extended Bank West pregame show. Thrilled to be talking some high school hoops with you. So let's take a quick look at the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers in their last couple of games. They've been on a mighty hot stretch. Winners of their last 3, and before that, they were winners of 5 in a row. That is 8 wins in their last 9 games. The last 3 wins coming against Sioux Falls Lincoln, 70-26 the final score there. They beat a Brookings team 62-37 and beat Watertown 59-26. However, there's only 5 combined wins in those 3 games. And some quick math will tell you that there's 49 losses combined amongst those three teams. So not the toughest opponents that Sioux Falls Jefferson has faced. They're certainly going to get tested tonight against the Pierre Governor girls. However, we always say it, there's no easy opponents in Class AA. You can always throw out the record books, and that might benefit the Pierre Governor girls here this evening. Now, over the last couple of weeks, the Pierre Governor girls have played some tough teams and played a very tough stretch of basketball. It's been a lot of losses. However, we have seen improvements in those losses. One thing that the Governor girls have gotten better at over these last couple of weeks is, one, beating the press. Now, they've often faced a full court press in just about every contest they have had this season. It's kind of a running theme in Class AA girls basketball. However, they've been able to get the ball across that midcourt line with some more ease, as we've seen from game to game. Now, we did talk about how tough of a stretch it has been. After their win in Douglas, they went to Brandon Valley, lost to an undefeated Lynx team, 84-33. They stayed on the road in Aberdeen Central, who sits at 13-5, lost there 57-36. After that, they went back home and lost to a 17-1 O'Gorman Lady Knights team. They hit the road again and went to Yankton. That felt like a game that they could pull out a win. However, the 6-11 Yankton Gazelles got hot at the right times. They carried the momentum into the halftime break. It was a 14-point lead after a made three at the buzzer. And then coming out in the second half, the Pierre Governor girls couldn't get the shots to fall, and they couldn't get the whistles going in their favor. They would lose that game 55-33. Come back home and take on a very stout T-Area Titans team that sits at 11-8 on the season. And that was where we kind of saw that jump. It had been double-digit losses in prior weeks for the Governor girls, but in that T-Area game, it was a rousing night. There was plenty of folks in the crowd. It was TF Riggs Hall of Fame night with some new inductees, so the energy was right in the building, and the girls kept that game a one-possession game, theoretically, all the way up until just about that fourth quarter when T-Area started to see the shots fall, got into a rhythm, and went on to win that game 71-55. After that, they would lose to Huron 58-36, who sits at 10-8 on the season. They would get a win against Brookings to snap that losing streak, and 50-49, thrilling win. It was some great defense on the back end. Of course, we all remember that that Molly Olson game-winning free throw at the last couple of seconds. There was 1.6 left on the clock. Molly Olson took that drive, got into the paint, drew the foul, made the first free throw, and I wish I had asked Kirk Bebout about this, but she seems to me like intentionally missed that second free throw, a very, very high IQ play. Whether it came from Molly herself or came from the bench, it was basically impossible for Brookings to get a good look at the game-winning shot. It was a full-court heave that, well, I don't know about anybody that could hit a shot from that far out. They got the win, snapped the losing streak, and then they would lose on the road to a very good Mitchell team, 60-35. Mitchell sits at 12-6 on the season. They had to go on the road to the Corn Palace. Always a fun but tough place to play before they finally got back on the win streak again, winning 2 of their last 3, taking down a winless Sioux Falls Lincoln team 48-42. So the Pierre Governor girls are starting to play some better basketball at this point in the season. They've gotten through that really difficult stretch of schedule. Not to say that this won't be a difficult stretch on the outset, because as we just mentioned, it is very hard to beat teams in Class AA. However, if they can come into this building tonight and pull off a big upset win, that would bode huge for them in the standings, but bode well for them in confidence. But if you want to find something that does not need to be supplemented for this Pierre Governor girls squad, it is just that, confidence. This team comes each and every night. They play with a different spirit, and there's not a game that they don't think they can win, and hopefully that is the case tonight. While they honor the seniors on the floor, we're going to take our first break in our Bank West pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more X's and O's. We'll talk to head coach Kirk Bebout. We'll introduce you to our officials and our starting lineups, and we'll get this thing underway. You're listening to the Bank West pregame show live on KGFX and DRGnews.com ahead of the Pierre Governor girls and the Sioux Falls Washington Cavaliers.
There when you need them the most. Bank West Insurance agents Sam Kennecke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Welcome back into the Bank West pregame show. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart coming to you live here from Sioux Falls and Jefferson High. As I did make the mistake of saying Sioux Falls, Washington, going into our last break. You might want to buckle up and be prepared for one or two or more of those tonight. Still getting familiarized with all the Sioux Falls schools here, but man, what a beautiful gym. They got the Pep Man right in front of us in our kitchen, so they're going to be playing here all night. Sounding great, might I add, as we get set for tip. About 15 minutes or so away. Both teams are down on the floor getting loosened up, and we're excited for some high school hoops here tonight. Got some other great matchups going on around the state here in girls class AA. Brandon Valley currently leading Mitchell 23-14 at the end of the first half, so that game a little bit closer than I think a lot of folks expected. We'll keep an eye on that score here tonight. O'Gorman and Huron just got underway. Lady Knights with a 3-point lead over the Tigers. Currently, Yankton and Brookings face off later this evening. Aberdeen Central will take on Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight. T-Area and Sioux Falls Washington will face off here about 15 minutes away. And Sturgis will take on Douglas tonight as well. Of course, we'll be keeping you updated on those scores from around the state as this game continues on. But just wanted to kind of give you a look around the league at what is going on in Class AA on the girls' side tonight. On the boys' side of things in Class AA, a lot of the same matchups. Brandon Valley currently leading Mitchell 24-13 at the end of the first half. Really similar score in the boys and girls game. Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, and Aberdeen Central, Washington and Teague, O'Gorman and Huron, Yankton and Brookings, and Sturgis and Douglas tonight. Also, the Pierre Governor boys hosting Sioux Falls Jefferson here tonight, back in the state capitol at Riggs High Gym. Brian Oakland's got that coverage going for you on River 92.7. We've got some regional high school girls basketball. Lyman taking on Kimball White Lake tonight on KPLO. That coverage about to get underway with Darren Boyle. And on KMLO, Harriet Selby area faces off with Sunshine Bible Academy in their region matchup here tonight with Spencer Gosh. I say all of that to remind you to download the DRG News app. You can bounce back and forth from game to game, make your listening experience experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. Well, we told you we talked to head coach Kirk Bebout, so let's hear what he had to say. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our friends who sponsor our Keys to Success, our friends at Buff Nation.
Buff Nation is proud to support and serve area athletics and the Stanley County Buffaloes this season. Buff Nation never stops giving back, and you can become a valued member today with memberships starting at $30. Membership fees include Buff Nation decals, discounted ticketing to events, free concession stand items, and so much more. If you are interested in becoming a member of Buff Nation, please contact Tate Gabriel at 605-222-5537.
Here with head coach Kirk Bebout. I just got finished telling Coach the one game that I did not call this year was their last game, which was a win. Coach, there was a lot of close games that you guys continued to improve that just came out as losses. Finally seeing one go through the hoop, for lack of a better term, must have been a real relief and a real upbringing for the girls.
Well, I mean, they work hard every day in practice, and they're coachable, and they're trying to get better, and that's all you can ever ask for as a coach. And as a coach, I mean, I'm not concerned about like wins or losses for me. It's more so, letting them know that the efforts that they're putting in are worthwhile and that they're being rewarding for those. And, when you see them experience that and the smiles that go along with that, that's, as a coach, that's what makes it fun. So, that's why we put so much time in and try to win games is, not for the ego of it, but just for the satisfaction of seeing that hard work pay off and let them know that their efforts are, they're putting the time in for the right reasons, and we just like to see them enjoy themselves. So that was the best part of that.
Coming down the final stretch of regular season, I'm sure that you have just tried to take it game by game, but seeing the schedule dwindle down, you're sitting right now at 15 in the rankings. Is the message still, hey, one game at a time, let's just control what we can control?
Yeah, 100%. I did peek at them the other day, so I don't want to lie totally. But I hardly look at the rankings, and that's whether we're like when we've been in, the upper 8 and things like that. But yeah, the last week kind of just peaked just to kind of see, but that's really not our concern. Like we knew that this is a growing and learning year for us where we have to use every moment to get better. And there's going to be ups and downs and roller coasters that go along with that, especially when you play a 2A schedule with the Sioux Falls schools of the world. That's just going to be part of it. So part of that growing is learning how to deal with adversity and when things don't go your way and staying resolute with your commitment and your loyalty to your teammates and your team, which is hard to do. And it's hard. Like when you're losing games, it's tough, but that's just part of it. Like, we are where we're at, and we continue to try to build and get better at the things that we need to get better at. And all in all, it makes you a better person. It makes you a better player. So, we're going to keep on the path that we're on, and one game at a time. And, anything can happen, honestly. Like I see it all the time. So we just want to be together as a team and be the best that we can.
You talk about good teammates. We got to talk to all 4 seniors our last time in Riggs. How have they been in pulling up the rest of the group and keeping that up-tempo, upbeat attitude that you talked about?
Yeah, I mean, it's their team, honestly. Like, all the girls are going to look to them to see how they handle things, and those are things that are going to carry along with our program in the years ahead. Proud of our seniors. They, like I said, they did this knowing that it wasn't going to be easy, and they're going to face some of these challenges. All of them could have easily made other decisions. They're all going to college to play different sports, and we have Paige Spohr, who shows up every single day despite 2 years of having an ACL. I mean, that's incredible. Like, just can't thank her enough. So, those girls and their efforts, they mean a ton to me, and they won't be forgotten. I can tell you that.
And it's certainly trickling down. One player that we have seen progress immensely over the season has been Molly Olson. She can really do it all on the floor. How big has she been for this team as kind of one of those leaders on and off the floor?
Yeah, so when I talk about like just handling different things and in the right way and staying positive and coming back day after day, or good, bad, otherwise, like she epitomizes that for us. And I think she's demonstrated that, and she's grown in her game. She does some different things. Everybody knows she can shoot it, but she's been getting to the rim a little bit more. And she really buys into like team defense and being in the right spots, which carries over to all of our girls. And so she's just like, she focuses on the little things, and that carries over to our whole team. So great to see her progression, and excited for her and where she's going.
Last question, Coach, before we let you get to the locker room. What are your Buff Nation keys to success tonight?
My Gov Nation keys to success tonight are the same as always. I mean, we talk about this. There's kind of like two halves. One half is the rebounding, the turnovers, and the shooting percentages. Like those are the facts. Those are the math of it that you have to do in order to win games. Then there's the other half of it, which is the belief and the effort and the desire that you need to get it done. So we need to rebound. We need to take care of the ball, and we need to make some shots. But then on top of that, we just have to play some inspired basketball tonight in order to get a win.
Well done, Coach. Go Govs.
All right, thank you.
Nice sidestep there by head coach Kirk Bebout on our Buff Nation keys to success. Hey, they just cut the check, and we follow suit. But a big thanks to Kirk for joining us there and giving us a few minutes and some great words. Is one of those players that we did talk about, as you just heard. Molly Olson has been so impressive in a progression, not only as a player, but as a leader on the floor. And we've talked about it a lot. Emery Larson has been kind of subdued in her three-point shooting abilities because defenses have seen how good she is outside the arc. They have double-teamed and trapped her, and she hasn't been able to get those open looks. That is unless she's shooting from just inside midcourt, which we've seen her make plenty of those threes. But Molly Olson has stepped up in a massive, massive way. All right, we're going to take one more break before we come back to introduce you to our game officials and then step away for the national anthem. Then it's time for tip here in Sioux Falls as the Pierre Governor girls come to take on Jefferson. Here's some Tuesday night hoops on KGFX, and we're streaming it live on drgnews.com.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Again, to the final moments of our BankWest pregame show. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Coward. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I'm with the A-team here tonight. If you're joining us live on drgnews.com at the KGFX station page, Kayla Brozick is working the camera, and Haley Hansen is back in the studio keeping us up on air. Let's meet our game officials before we step away for the national anthem. Before we do that, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
And our great officials tonight, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, are three great ones: Josh Junker, Drake Lauer, and Sherilyn Dykstra. Pierre Governor girls are ready to go. We are about to have our national anthem, so as we turn and face the flag, we step away for our final break here in our Bank West pregame show. Tip-off coming up next here on KGFX.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Welcome back. We're getting set for tip here in Sioux Falls at Jefferson High as they're about to play a nice little introduction video here for the Cavaliers. Of course, the starting five has been announced for the Pierre Governor girls. So let's meet them tonight, starting a bit of a different look at lineup for Kirk Bebout, as he will be starting Jasmine Yost, senior guard, Molly Olson, junior guard, Emery Larson, senior guard, and Jordan Kirky, junior center and forward. The only alteration that he has made, Ellen Hart, the sophomore, is getting the start tonight. And we've seen that a lot out of Kirk Bebout throughout this season. He has said, look, when some girls come in and play off the bench and they're playing well, they're putting in good effort, playing hard in games that have gotten away from the Pierre Governor girls or have gone so far in their favor that it's what some folks may call garbage time. Seeing how those girls play in those moments has earned them playing time. We've seen it from Zoe Bauer this season. We've seen it from Faith Baumberger in spots. We've seen it, of course, from Alex Ludeman. And now we see Ellen Hart rewarded with a spot in the starting lineup. Again, that's Jasmine Yost, Molly Olson, Emery Larson, Ellen Hart, and Jordan Kirky, all led by head coach Kirk Bebout. For the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers, it'll be senior guard Abby Horner alongside junior guard Taylor Silvernail. Aaliyah Johnson will be a starter tonight is a senior forward for the Cavaliers, Brindley Altenberg, a junior guard alongside Brianna Kinval, a freshman guard, the starting five tonight for the Cavaliers. They are led by Shantava Pruitt, their head coach. The Cavaliers are being introduced tonight. They're wearing their home whites. They have got some gold mixed in, Jefferson and block letters across the chest in that Cavalier gold, outlined in a thin stripe of green. They've got gold stripes down either side of their shorts with the Cavalier logo on the right side and left. Pierre Governor girls looking sharp in their road blacks with Pierre arched across the chest in Governor green, outlined in white. Numerals the same way, black and green stripes down either side of the shorts. Jordan Kirky will be taking the tip here tonight. Cavaliers making their way to midcourt. It'll be Brindley Altenberg to match up with Kirky. If you're listening live on KGFX, we're catty-cornered here. Pierre Governor girls will be coming our direction. Cavaliers attacking the opposite way. Kirky and Altenberg are set for tip at the middle of the court, and we are underway as Altenberg will win the tip. Had a slight size advantage on Kirky there. It's first controlled by Kinval. A freshman dribbling with the right hand will spit it off to the right for Altenberg. Back up top as Aaliyah Johnson comes from the post to the top of the key. Beautiful rifling pass down low, turnaround, left-handed jumper up and good for Altenberg. Great touch as the Cavaliers are on our Wegner Auto scoreboard first. Ellen Hart spinning away from the defensive Silvernair, makes her way across midcourt and switches to the left hand into the elbow for Kirky. Finds a cutting Molly Olson who lays it in off the glass. What a great play designed by Kirk Bebout. Executed to perfection by Kirky and Olson. Tied up at 2 here in the first minute of play. Inside feed to Taylor Silvernail. Loses the dribble, steps on the baseline, and turns it over in favor of the Govs. Talk some keys to success with Kirk Bebout in the Buff Nation, as he liked to call it the Gov Nation keys to success. But, of course, my sheet here says Buff Nation, but he said limit the turnovers. Try to win that turnover battle. That will be key. Turnovers have been an issue for this Governor girls team here this season, something they have gotten better at over the last couple weeks. They want a chance to pull the upset tonight. They're going to have to limit what just happened here. A turnover as a pass from Kirky went behind a cutting Molly Olson, just not on the same page there. Felt like Jefferson was trying to read that pass and pick it off. Kirky kind of pump fake the first pass. Olson started to cut to the rim, and the pass came in from behind her. But just one of those ironing details to iron out. As the Cavaliers back on offense, again attacking away. Silvernail drives, kicks out. Altenberg for 3, and she drops it in. She's got all 5 of the Cavalier points. They lead by 3, and a deflection off the inbound will move Kirky about 10 feet off to her left. She'll inbound in front of the Pierre Governor's bench. Again, we're on the opposite side of the floor in the corner from where both benches reside. Great setup here with the pep band right in front of us, who had a beautiful rendition of the national anthem here moments ago. Emery Larson controlling. Will swing to Jasmine Yost. Yost one dribble, picks it up. Kirky at the top of the key. Larson from way outside on the right wing. Off the glass, no good. Abby Horner able to come away with the rebound. Altenberg, a little bit of cherry picking. She got behind the defense, sprinted down, and was able to go uncontested to the rim for the 2-point layup. And Kirk Bebout will use his first timeout. All timeouts sponsored by AgTegra. Acres ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local AgTegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 7-2. Cavaliers lead here early in the first quarter on KGFX.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
At Dakota
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Auditoriums, but of course, we're looking forward to being back home on the 27th when the Pierre Governor girls host Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Out of the Agtegra timeout, we've got a quick foul in the backcourt. Looks like Altenberg will be tagged for the reach-in on Ellen Hart as she tried to make her way towards midcourt. That might be another key. We've already seen 7 points from Brinley Altenberg. That's her first foul. Pierre Governor girls would love to see those numbers tick up just a little bit. Across midcourt, out the inbound. Kirky's got it. Tried to fire a pass underneath for Molly Olson. She was open and cutting at the rim, but the second missed pass from Kirky to Olson turns up as a second turnover. Sioux Falls with one. And almost a second as that was dribbled off the right knee of Brianna Kinval. But they're going to say that Jasmine Yost grazed that ball as it was going out of bounds, so we'll stay with the Cavaliers. Again, 2 turnovers for the Govs, just the one for the Cavs here in the early going. 5:35 to play in our first quarter. Corner 3 on the way for Altenberg, and she splashes in another. 10 points for Altenberg, 10 for the Cavaliers, and they lead 10-2. Like the performance in the early going here from the junior guard from Jefferson. Ellen Hart dribbling against Altenberg, hits the brakes here in the near side corner, turns and kicks it back out to Larson, who's under some pressure from Taylor Silvernail, gets it off to Yost. Hart now has it in the corner, driving baseline, picks it up, she's trapped. Looking for a way out in a bad spot, throws it away, it's picked off by Horner. Horner racing, now met by Jasmine Yost, who came up from behind, good hustle play. Had to kick it out to Altenberg. Altenberg driving down the lane in the post, misses it with the left hand, gets her own rebound, misses the putback, and Molly Olson there for the board. Altenberg is smelling blood in the water and going right at the rim. Any opportunity she gets. That was her first miss of the evening. Second miss for anybody counting at home on the attempted putback off the offensive rebound. Governors get it back, and Silvernail runs over Jasmine Yost trying to pick off a pass. Jasmine was able to jar it free from Altenberg as both went tumbling to the floor. It'll be whistled as an alternating possession. I'm a little bit shocked to not hear a whistle on that. That's the kind of play you see on the football field, not the hardwood. But if there's anybody that's willing to take a hit for her team, Jasmine Yost is the willing player to do so. Zoe Bauer will try to inbound it to Ellen Hart, but it's thrown away, picked off by Lydia Johnson. Down on the other end, a missed shot is rebounded by Aaliyah Johnson, and she puts it back. Now Johnson becomes the only other scorer for the Cavaliers. Off the inbound, another steal. This time it was taken away by Emery Bartels. Shot put up by Aaliyah Johnson, no good. Kirky able to come away with the rebound. She's hassled as she crosses midcourt. Gives it up to Larson. Larson picks up the dribble under instant pressure by a suffocating Cavaliers defense, not giving the Governors any room to breathe. A little bit of a traffic jam with Emery Larson and Zoe Bauer tied up on the left wing. We're able to get away from it. Kirky, who's double teamed, just has to fling it over to Bauer here on the near side. 8 on the shot clock. Hard at the top of the key. Drives, spins, kicks out. Olson got to get a shot up here. 2 seconds on the clock. Up and under, off the glass is no good, but a creative shot nonetheless for Molly Olson. Johnson comes away with the board. Down on the other end, Bartels drives baseline, picks it up. Inside feed, shot no good for Johnson. That was contested by Molly Olson and contested well. Olson got the rebound off the miss. Governors in the front court getting back to work on offense. Olson on the right wing, hands off the Hart. Kirky up top, swings to her left for Bauer. Bauer back up to Olson. Ball's not getting inside of the arc. Here's a 3 from Larson off the side iron, no good. Rebound unsuccessful by Silvernail, taken away by Hart. Hart has her shot blocked, but gets her own rebound, kicks it to Zoe Bauer, who knocks down the mid-range jumper. Good effort there by the Pierre Governor girls, and another timeout taken by Kirk Bebout and those Governors. And we will take it with them. It'll be a 30-second break, back in a half minute with a word from Agtegra.
Health. We offer comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Cooperative today. 12-4, Cavaliers lead here with 2:41 left in the first quarter. Last bucket was made by Zoe Bauer after a really nice effort play from Ellen Hart. She had her shot blocked, had it taken away, but then came up behind and ripped it away from the Cavaliers. Zoe Bauer going to get whistled for a reach and foul on Lydia Johnson at midcourt. First foul for the Governor girls here tonight, but unselfish play has been an MO for this Pierre Governor girls team, and well, that worked out well. As Hart gave up the possession on the steal, Zoe Bauer was able to momentarily stop the bleeding from the Cavaliers offense. Here's a one-handed shot on the way from Macy Bryant for three. That's no good, but underneath is Addison Warnke able to get the rebound, keeps the possession alive for the Cavaliers, and they find Brindley Altenberg at the top of the key for another three. Her third of the first quarter. She's got 13 of the 18 Cavalier points. They're going to change that and say that her foot was on the line, so not a three. It's a long two, but either way, an impressive stroke. Well, they're changing up the scoreboard all sorts of ways. They had 18, now 17, and now it's down to 15. So we'll roll with that, 15-4. Cavaliers lead. Ellen Hart will pick up her dribble on the left wing as the Governors look for some more offense. Emery Larson's got daylight for a right wing three. No good. Molly Olson trying to chase down the rebound alongside Ellen Hart, but scored it away just a bit too quickly. Marina Bushbaum is checked in for the Pierre Governors. Alex Ludeman will check in for Ellen Hart. 5 on the floor for the Govs. Zoe Bauer, Alex Ludeman, Molly Olson, Marina Bushbaum, and Emery Larson. Beautiful play on the pass up the court from Molly Olson as she deflected it. Altenberg was able to track it down, but a well-read defensive play from Olson. Altenberg's got it on the left wing with 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Turning the corner is Abby Horner, up and good, off the glass with the right hand. And she went around that semicircle underneath the basket, got to the block, and did the rest. Score is 17-2, and another Governor's turnover. Molly Olson was trying to float it for Marina Bushbaum in the far side corner in the front court, right in front of the Jefferson bench. Pass was a little bit too high. Addison Warnke will inbound another defensive play made by Molly Olson as she steps in front of the pass, picks it off, was going up for the two, but Lydia Johnson pickpocketed and pushed it out of bounds. So if anything, the Cavaliers will be able to get set up defensively, but still gorgeous play by Molly Olson. Kind of goes back to what we talked about with Kurt Bebout in the pregame show. As this pass is deflected away and out of play by Altenberg. She just does it all and continues to grow her game, does Molly Olson. Great rebounder, getting better at shooting from the outside. Great baseline player, and is becoming a great defender. Zoe Bauer under some pressure, throws it away into the hands of Horner. Horner going coast to coast now, kicks out, three-pointer on the way for Bryant. That one splashes in from the corner. Not the prettiest shooting stroke from Macy Bryant, just kind of pushes it with one hand. But if it works, well, what's the problem? Here's an Emery Larson three. That's no good. Zoe Bauer fighting for the rebound. Kirky also going down to the floor, tied up with Macy Bryant. Possession arrow favoring Jefferson, and I believe we've got another Agtegra timeout coming up. 42.4 left in the first quarter, 20-4, Cavaliers lead. This will be a 30-second break. We'll be back in a half minute on KGFX.
Pierre has been proudly serving Pierre and Fort Pierre for over 40 years. They offer professional carpet and upholstery cleaning, post-construction cleanup, residential and janitorial services, and thorough disinfection cleans. Service Master Restorer provides expert water, smoke, fire, mold, and odor damage restoration, along with drying, dehumidification, and trauma or biohazard cleanup. When disaster strikes, every second counts. Trust the experts who've been doing it for over 40 years. Service Master of Pierre. Get clean today. Futures
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Well, it's been the Brinley Altenberg show. She's got 13 of the 20 points for the Cavaliers. Here's a beautiful play underneath the hoop by Jordan Kirky. Strips away from the shooter and gets a steal. Shot clock is shut off. Final 25 seconds of the first quarter. See if the Pierre Governor girls can get a bucket. Pick up a little momentum going into this second frame. Emery Larson with a cut. Beautiful feed and assist from Alex Ludeman. Larson with an easy 2-point bucket. 10 seconds. Altenberg will back it up. Guarded by Bauer. Dribbling with the left. Draws a ton of attention. Swings out to Bryant. Bryant gets by Olsen and floats it up and in. And you see Bryant's got 5. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. 22-6. Cavaliers lead after 1. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the start of the second here on KGFX and DRGnews.com.
Accident. They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Need a boost?
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
For the Pierre Governor girls, it's Mackenzie Flottmeyer for the first time tonight. Jordan Kirky and Emery Larson still on the floor. Alice Rapp joins Ellen Hart off the bench. Of course, Ellen was in the starting 5, got a little bit of a breather towards the end of that first quarter. 22-6, Cavaliers lead and holding the first possession of the second frame. Abby Horner hassled on the left wing by Mackenzie Flottmeyer. Dribbles towards the top of the key. Swings off. Tries to feed it inside. Kirky read it perfectly and picks off the pass. Bounce pass inside for Alice Rapp, who goes up and off the glass for the 2. She's now the 4th different Pierre Governor girl to score tonight. It's 22-8. Defensive pressure picking up a little bit. Altenberg was left open on the left wing for 3, and she knocks down another. 4th 3 made in this first half by Brinley Altenberg. She just can't seem to miss. Alice Rapp with another nice shot down on the other end. Sets up just underneath the elbow. Gets it to roll in off the front iron. Alice Rapp getting going a little bit. She's got 4 and leads the Governor girls in scoring. Altenberg driving baseline, doing it herself. Too strong off the glass with the left hand, but getting the rebound and backing it out is Alea Johnson. Tries to throw it to Altenberg, who has to chase it back to midcourt. Saves it with a couple feet to spare. Altenberg at the top of the key. Heat check time for her. That one rattles in and out, but the rebound pulled in by Horner. Horner on the baseline, kicks back out up top for Kinball. Kinball, Euro step in the lane and drawing the foul. And she will head to the line for 2. See who they get. They're going to get Jordan Kirky with her first foul here tonight. Love this setup, but it's always difficult when the officials coming from the other end of the floor to the scorer's table. We get their profile. We can see the fingers being held up. We just can't make them out. It was the first free throw of the evening for either side is up and no good for Brianna Kinval. Second on the way. Splits the pair. 26-10, Governor girls trailing by 16. This has been an issue throughout the season, is falling behind by large deficits early. They've been able to settle into games, but unfortunately it's just been a little bit too late. See if they can change that theme tonight. Pass down low for Kirky is picked off by Johnson. Long pass up ahead, inside for Horner. Horner goes into the chest of Alice Rapp and gets it to go off the glass. Horner has got 4. Full court press being implemented here by the Cavaliers. Kirky's tripped up as she crosses midcourt, throws it away. Inadvertent contact. There was contact, though, to be seen, but no whistle. Kirky was looking for Alice Rapp up the near sideline and a little bit too far out in front of her. Of course, she was mid-fall as that pass was coming out of her hands. Let the Governors get it back on a steal. Alice Rapp forced it. Bauer took it away. Alice Rapp up ahead. A gorgeous pass from Bauer leads to Alice Rapp's 6th points. Freshman Alice Rapp showing Kirk Bebout a thing or two here in this first half. 28-12, Governor Girls just trying to stick around, keep this thing close with 5:30 remaining in our first half. Inside feed to Horner. She goes up for the reversal. In and out, it went halfway down, but there for the rebound was Johnson. Johnson trying to get it back to Horner, and Zoe Bauer saw that coming, was able to jar it free, and Ellen Hart gave it right back. Altenberg with the steal. Right-handed floater, no good, and it'll be out of bounds off Zoe Bauer. I think one issue for the Governor Girls that they have been working throughout this season has been the pace and speed of the game. The game picks up past the tempo that they wish it to be, is when you start to see some of those mistakes made. Ellen Hart got a little bit too ambitious and quick with that pass and threw it away to Altenberg, and she just did it again, too. She was on her backside, trying to get a pass away. Ellen Hart able to step in front of a lost dribble by Brindley Altenberg, generates another steal, and this is about helter-skelter at its finest. Long pass from Kirky up ahead, goes between the legs of Alice Rapp. And they go back and forth with turnovers, and I can't jot these down quick enough. Maybe the pace is picking up a little bit too much for both sides as the turnovers start to pile up as well. Bryant wants another three from the corner. That missed everything. There for the rebound was Olsen. She dribbled once, had to protect the ball. Had to kick a bounce pass through for Ellen Hart, and another Governor turnover. Altenberg in the lane, drops it in for the 2. And the turnovers are seriously hurting the Pierre Governor Girls' cause here. 4:30 to play, 30-12, Cavaliers lead. Kirk Bebout wants a timeout to try to settle things down. This will be a 30-second break. We'll tell you what Actigra has to say after this.
At first, Atlas Chiropractic in Winter now offers hyperbaric oxygen therapy. This state-of-the-art treatment increases tissue oxygen levels by over 1,200%, helping boost the body's natural healing processes by more than 70%. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy can help with sports injuries, nerve and brain injuries, including concussions, vascular and blood vessel issues, fibromyalgia, and other inflammatory conditions. This treatment is FDA-approved and research-proven. Visit Atlas Chiropractic in Winter, home to one of the few heart chambers in the state of South Dakota. Call today and start maximizing your healing.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
30-12, Cavaliers lead. It has been just too many turnovers for the Pierre Governors thus far here tonight. That has led to opportunities for the Cavaliers who have capitalized. Justin Coward alongside Caleb Brozick here tonight working our camera. Haley Hansen back in the studio. 4:20 left in the first half. Kirk Bebout just wanting to kind of take a collective breather with his girls. It's his 3rd timeout used here tonight. Ellen Hart looking for 3 right in front of the Cavalier bench. A bit too strong. There for the rebound was Bartels. Pass up ahead. Macy Bryant in the lane trying to get rid of it. Stepped on the baseline, but with her was Jordan Kirky, and Kirky had the hand on the leather, so we'll stay with the Cavs. There with plenty of shot clock remaining. Bartels to inbound from her own baseline. Surveys, and Zoe Bauer showing off that defensive prowess, deflects it away. So Bartels will move to her right. And now inbound from the corner. Something we've really enjoyed watching with Zoe Bauer has been her defense. 5 seconds running out. Bartels gets it in the last snippet of time. Timing inside, cross-court pass way too high for Macy Bryant. That goes over the head of the Pierre Governor girls on the bench. So Jefferson is playing well defensively. They're getting their fair share of turnovers, but they are giving it back to the Pierre Governor girls. So if the Govs can just protect that basketball, as we talked to Coach B about in our Buff Nation Keys to Success, and they can start to find success. Here is a beautiful feed inside and a blocking foul called against Lydia Johnson. The play came to Morena Bushbaum off a nice floated pass, one of the tougher passes to make in the game to Bushbaum, who had gotten behind her defender. Never a good position to be if you're on defense, and now Morena Bushbaum can, one, get her first points of the game, and two, cut into this deficit just a bit. First free throw on the way is good. Got the friendly roll here on the road. Wouldn't expect anything less here at Jefferson. Folks have been very kind in helping us get set up here tonight. Bushbaum second on the way. Good rotation, but that friendly roll left her as she misses it, and it rolls out. Altenberg with the rebound. Altenberg having a great night thus far. 18 points. Altenberg at the top of the key, dribbling off to her right. Hands off Macy Bryant. Thought about three, had all kinds of space, decides to take it into the lane, and a nifty little move. She splits through two defenders and finishes with the right hand, makes it 32-13. Now we're across midcourt, showing off some of those handles as she spins away from the defender, but trying to get it to Larson, throws it away to Bartels. Bartels down on the other end, gets the layup to go, and draws the foul. And now she's got a chance at the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Bartels will take the one free throw, the freshman guard scoring her first points on that layup. First and only free throw on the way. Clinks off the back iron, no good. Ludeman gets tied up with Lydia Johnson as Johnson came streaking in from outside the arc. Will be an alternating possession this time favoring the Govs. So Molly Olson will inbound, but Cavaliers, as they have done for most of this first half, showing a lot of pressure up front. They were able to squeeze it into Larson. Larson sprints across midcourt, picks up the dribble, floats it here near side for Hart. Hart gives off to Olson. Olson covered by Altenberg, nearly traveled, but able to get the pass off. Larson for three on the way. She's now 0 for 3 from outside the arc, but Ellen Hart with a strong rebound. Hart will kick out to Ludeman, who hands off to Bushbaum. Bushbaum wanted to find a cutting Emery. Larson opted to go to Olson, and Altenberg was there for the steal. Altenberg's got 20 on the steal as she goes and does it all herself. 36-13. Cavaliers starting to spread it out. Another giveaway by Ellen Hart. This time it's taken by Addison Warnke. Up ahead for Altenberg. Altenberg with a head of steam in down to the lane. Might have taken a little clank off the head there. Missed the layup. Molly Olson there for the rebound. 2 minutes to play with some change in our first half. Bushbaum going right to the rack. Draws the foul as she's hit hard across the forearms. And it's Addison Warnke, the senior forward, with the foul. Bushbaum 1 for 2 thus far here from the charity stripe tonight. Deep breath for Morena Bushbaum. Going to be a key senior on this squad next season, and she drops in the first. Larson with some words of encouragement, or maybe some X's and O's for Bushbaum as she backs away and leaves Bushbaum to try to knock down the second. Left-handed shot is up and good. She's getting the friendly roll here with the soft touch. Jordan Kirky will check in for Bushbaum, who heads to the bench with 3. Altenberg directing traffic, pulls up Abby Horner inbounds, who gives it right back. They trade passes on their way up the floor. Now Altenberg sees a little bit of daylight, exploits it, and takes it right to the rack for 2 more. We got about 150 left, and I'm already running out of space on my score sheet for Brynlee Altenberg. She's got 22 of the Cavaliers' 38 points. Ellen Hart driving baseline, draws a little hip contact. This happened on the floor, so it won't be free throws. It will be the third team foul here in this second quarter for the Cavaliers. Hart will do the inbounding, standing on the S of Jefferson along the baseline. looking as her teammates cut and knife around, running out of time, but floats it up top for Kirky. Kirky off to Ludeman on the left wing, up top for Olsen. Cavaliers just not letting any pass go unattended. Olsen driving, stepping around defenders, gets the soft floater to go. Nice touch there by Molly Olsen. But there's nothing easy coming offensively for the Pierre Governors tonight. Cavaliers have a mentality, we want to steal every possession. Driving the lane, shot no good for Macy Bryant, put back off the rebound, no good for Warnke. Kirky there for the rebound, loses the dribble, and Warnke almost had it stolen away, but had to step over Kirky. In the meantime, Emery Larson came and bailed out Kirky on the steal. Right place, right time for Emery Larson, and good hustle keeps the possession alive for the Govs. Kirky up top, final 45 seconds of the first half. Larson picks up her dribble on the right wing. Off to Olsen. Altenberg went for the steal, left Olsen open for three, and it's right on the screws. Great look from Molly Olsen. Confident shot. Makes it 38-20. Cavaliers still out in front, but this is going to be something to build on in the halftime break for Kirk Bebound and the Governors. Shot clock shut off. 18 seconds to play, second quarter. Jefferson continuing to swing it around the outside of the arc until they run off enough time when they can get into their actual offense. What is that offense, you might ask? It's Brinley Altenberg, who drives inside, puts up the short jumper, no good. Kirky gets the rebound, flings it backwards over her head. Ludeman with a half-court heave. The buzzer sounded, wouldn't have counted anyway, but a nice pass from Kirky brings us to the end of the first half. Sioux Falls Jefferson leads 38-20 at the end of two quarters as we get into our CHS River Plains halftime break. Take a look at the individual scoring recap that first half, and we'll also take a look at some scores from around the state here when we come back after this 3-minute break on KGFX.
Our new online loan application. You can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Just a quick reminder from the parts team at Grossenberg Implement. The Grossenberg Custom Parts Catalog has some great sale items going on right now. From batteries and lawn care products, you'll also find deals on radios, cameras, spray paint, and cleaners. Whew, there's so much going on in there, can't fit it all into one spot. So stop in and get your copy, or let their staff know to add you to the mailer at Grossenberg Implement.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Pests don't wait, and neither should you. At Olson's Pest Technicians, we've been protecting homes and businesses for over 55 years. From bats in the attic to rodents in the walls, ants in the kitchen, termites underground, even swarms of mosquitoes. We've seen it all, and we handle it all. With expert technicians, ethical treatments, and service across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa, you can count on Olson's to get the job done right. Contact us today at Olson's Pest Technicians. Family owned, community trusted.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
Most people don't think about their furnace until it's not working. But we do. At Pipe Service Experts, we are trained to see what others miss. Airflow restrictions, pressure imbalances, heat exchanger flaws. That's how we catch little issues before they become cold nights and costly repairs. Because keeping your home warm takes more than just a toolbox. Our certified technicians will get your system running at peak condition. Call Pite Service Experts for our special $99 precision tune-up today. Call 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
What if the market shifts? What if the margins on your farm keep getting tighter? Simplot Grower Solutions is here to help. Simplot Crop Advisors know South Dakota corn, soybean, wheat, and other crops like you do because they live and work here. So, even if the market shifts or the margins keep getting tighter, you'll have the insight and support to keep moving forward. Simplot Grower Solutions.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olson, plenty of time, 3 seconds, gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Welcome to Bowie Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza.
My great-grandfather, Gus Bowie, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Bowie, the president of Bowie Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Bowie Foods.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business.
Sioux Falls as Jefferson leads 38-20, and they start with this opening possession. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart welcoming you back on a very nice and calm Tuesday night in South Dakota. As the Governor girls had a really strong second quarter, looking to continue that. Altenburg with a three-point attempt on the way, no good, and being run out of bounds with some force was Jordan Kirky, assisted by Alea Johnson. That'll be a foul. And that'll be a good start for this Governor girls squad in this third quarter. One, to see Altenburg miss a three at long last. But two, to one, get a quick foul against the Cavs here in the first 20 seconds or so and get the ball back. But Ellen Hart dribbles off the left foot. That rolls into the hands of Brianna Kinval. Kinval with a high pass underneath for Abby Horner. She fields it cleanly, kicks back up top. Cavaliers swinging. They look for Altenburg, who's wide open underneath, and that was just a lapse in D there. That's her 24th points. She's good enough to score with two players on her. Can't leave her unattended underneath the rim like that. She'll make you pay. Kirky under some pressure with three Cavaliers defending at midcourt. Tried to kick it to Alice Rapp off to her left. That goes too high. Second Governor's turnover of this third quarter, and that brings a very quick timeout by Kirk Bebout, just 59 seconds into the second half. Our timeouts are sponsored by AgTegra. Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local AgTegra cooperative today. It's a full timeout, but we'll only take half of it. Back in 30 seconds here on KGFX.
Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Even hope for Kirky on the pass, hoping Ellen Hart could field it. Cavaliers leading by 20 here on the offensive push. Altenberg for three. That one is no good, so she's 0 for 2 in the second half. Jasmine Yost with a nice rebound. Runs the floor. Emery Larson wants three. Just a bit short. Larson trying to get the outside shot going. Long pass up ahead from Abby Horner. Too far out in front for Aaliyah Johnson. So the turnover swings continue back and forth. Ellen Hart dribbling across midcourt with the left hand, loses the handle as it pops out of bounds. And that'll be another Governor's turnover, their third of this third quarter. A minute and 33 in. The pep band has cleared out. They put in their minutes tonight. They sounded good here for the Cavaliers. Altenberg driving that pass through the hands of Aaliyah Johnson, and another turnover. So they continue to go back and forth, giving the ball away. Emery Larson with some nifty dribbling, picked up full court pressure from Brianna Kinval. Larson able to spin away, kick it off to her right for Hart. Yost controlling at the top, trying to find a cutting Molly Olsen, but Altenberg read that perfectly. They got bit by that early in the first quarter. Altenberg was determined not to let it happen again. Another Governor's turnover puts the Cavs back on offense. Lydia Johnson fakes the three, drives the lane, up and good off the glass. 42-20, Cavaliers trying to stretch this out, get a confident win. And improve to 12-6 on the season. Governors trying to pick up their 6th win on the year. Got some work to do and a mountain to climb. Tell you what, this Cavaliers defense is really impressive in the effort that they play with. Off the ball, they're still white on rice as defenders, but Emery Larson able to make a nifty move down the baseline and go uncontested right to the rack. That's the 4th points for Larson. Cut it back to a 20-point deficit. All swinging around the outside of the arc for Jefferson. If you're just joining us, Sioux Falls Jefferson attacking here our direction. We're set up in the corner of this gorgeous gym. 2-point shot is up and good. I believe that was another bucket by Aaliyah Johnson. She's now got 6. Governors attacking away from us. If you're watching online, Govs in the blacks. Jefferson in the whites. Ellen Hart with a nice move down the lane. Goes up with the right hand, but no good. Taylor Silvernair there to play some defense on that shot. Cavs come away with the rebound. 3-point attempt on the way for Taylor Silvernail. And you could tell as she was catching that pass, she was going to take the three. A confident shot. It was one of those that when you see it go up, you just know it's going in. Silvernail waited patiently for that opportunity, made the most of it, and knocks down her first points of the evening. Another steal. This time it was picked off by Brianna Kinval. And as she was dribbling forward, she had it deflected. And it bounced off her foot, but they're going to stay with the Cavaliers. I certainly thought that was last touched by Brianna Kinval. She had it swatted, and as it traveled down, looked like she kicked it forward. But the officials say that was last touched by the Govs, so it'll stay here with the Cavs. Already 4 minutes gone in this third quarter. High floating cross-court pass. Fake pass by Kinval as she steps in towards the elbow and draws a hard foul. She's helped up to her feet. I believe they'll get Jasmine Yost on the contact. That'll be her first. She checks out for Mackenzie Flottmeyer. One team foul either way. Inbound pass floated in for Silvernail. Her turns around and kicks, and Zoe Bauer with some good defense deflects that one away. Pass was intended for Macy Bryant. Had a nice first half. She scored 7 points with a 3-point make. Inside feed, they get it to Silvernail, who bobbles it off of her thigh, but able to kick it back up top. In here to the near side corner. Macy Bryant looking for 3 more. Up and no good. Chasing down the rebound is Lydia Johnson. Tried to kick it back out, and it was picked off by Zoe Bauer, but some popcorn passing goes around and finally comes to rest with Lydia Johnson, so the Cavaliers generate another defensive turnover. Kinval handing off to Johnson. Johnson rounding and driving down the lane. Out of control, left-handed shot, and it falls. Really tough take there by Lydia Johnson, but she stays with it, and with the left hand, a beautiful little floating layup makes it 49-22. Zoe Bauer under pressure, able to float it to Emery Larson on the right wing. Still can't get a three to go as Emery Larson is now 0 for 5 from outside the arc. Kenzie Flottmeyer hassling Taylor Silvernail up the floor. Jars it free, and Alice Rapp will check back in for the Govs. Talked to a couple of the Pierre Governor fans during our halftime break, and all of them had to say the same thing. How about that first half from Alice Rapp? She made 3 buckets on 3 attempts. She's got 6 points. She and Zoe Bauer are a tight-knit duo, so good to see those two playing well. 3-point attempt from the corner, no good for the Cavs. There for the offensive rebound was Macy Bryant. She's got 2 more. So the Cavs starting to reel in some rebounds. They make it 51-22. Governors teetering on that running clock. Don't want to have that happen. Makes a comeback about twice as tough. Alice Rapp on the right wing, dribbling to the key, kicks out to Flottmeyer, who swings to her left for Olsen. Olsen on the left wing, dribbles and swings to Bushbaum. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Flottmeyer now with it at the top of the key. 3 to shoot. Got to turn and heave, and the shot clock is going to expire. And they're going to finally whistle it dead. Bushbaum just kind of had to throw it up with a hand in her face, but still in her hands when the buzzer sounded, so there was a bit of confusion. Cavs started to run down the floor. The officials finally blew the whistle. .157 to play in the third quarter. Governors trailing 51-22 here on the road. In the corner, shoulder fake for Johnson. Drives baseline, kicks out to Altenberg, who feeds it into the post. And under pressure, Addison Warnke just threw it away to Bauer. Bauer going coast to coast. What a finish for Zoe Bauer at top speed. She's got 4. Really tough finish. But you know that's got to make Kirk Bebout's eyes light up, seeing your freshman make plays like that. Down on the other end, Emery Bartles with a 3-pointer. Drops in the first 3-point make of this second half for the Cavs. Lead is 30 here for the team at home. Rapp kicks to the corner. Olsen wants 3. That's no good off the back iron. Bounces right into the hands of Warnke. Warnke up ahead, forces it to Altenberg, who tried to slither it inside for Bartles. Olsen was there to take it away. And off her backside, kicks back to Bauer. Bauer running down, finds Rapp. Rapp with a quick 2. That's up and no good. Tough shot. Feet weren't set. But, hey, watching Alice Rapp in that first half, you feel like she could make anything. Bushbaum playing defense along the baseline, and stepping on the baseline was Bartles. Alex Ludeman will check in, and it is 54-24, so this will be a running clock the rest of the way out. So the Cavaliers got to feel pretty good about making it to their 12th win on the season. Bowers pestered up the far sideline, has that one jarred free and out of play. Flottmeyer will inbound. Final 10 seconds. Some shouts from the bench telling Bauer she's got to go. It's easy to kind of just play like you've got a normal clock. She heaves up a long 3. No good. Bushbaum there to get the rebound, but couldn't get the putback attempt. And we head to the final 8 minutes to play. Cavaliers leading by 30. 54-24 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Back in 60 seconds with the 4th and final frame.
Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olsen Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olsen Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olsen Plumbing 605-224-6436.
At Iverson Auto, our legacy is your trust. Whether you're in Mitchell or in Huron, we embody the values that have defined us for generations. We have been your partner on the road since 1948.
We bring decades of expertise to ensure your journey begins with confidence.
Our goal is to turn your visit into a memorable experience, leaving you with a smile and peace of mind.
Iverson Auto of Mitchell and Huron are here to make your car buying experience smooth and enjoyable every step of the way.
Visit us online at iversonauto.com.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Than that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back as we get started here in the fourth and final quarter. Will be a running clock as the Cavs have stretched it out to a 54-24 lead here at home over the Pierre Governor girls. Faith Bomberger has checked into the game for the first time for Pierre. She dishes off a pass to the right wing for Ellen Hart. Hart up top for Kirky. Kirky swings to Olsen on the left wing. Olsen picks up the dribble, wanted to force feed it down to Kirky, thought better of it. Ball continues to swing. Bauer along the baseline, bounce pass out to Hart in the corner. Hart gives up. Olsen drives, floats, no good. There for the rebound was Kinball. Kinball with pace up ahead, finds Abby Horner, who kicks out. Taylor Silvernail wants three more. That shot was no good. Zoe Bauer able to reel in the board. Faith Bomberger up ahead. And trapped in the corner, and now Silvernail will just rip it free from the hands of Bomberger. Long pass up ahead to Altenberg. She bobbles the pass, so has to reset. Now baseline, sidearm slinger underneath. No good for Johnson. She gets her own rebound and draws the foul, and 2 free throws upcoming. Altenberg has got 24 points, 22 of which came in the first half. Leah Johnson looking for her 7th points here on this free throw. That's up and no good. 2 subs will come in. Brooklyn Baker alongside Bree Umbright. Umbright, a senior forward, and Baker, a freshman forward. They check in, and Brindley Altenberg will likely be retired for the night. Also checking in, Samantha Hofer. 2nd free throw up and no good. And she misses the pair. Ellen Hart up ahead for Olsen on the right wing. Larson waiting to check in at the scorer's table. Ellen Hart on the near side of the floor. Again, Pierre attacking away from us here in our corner setup. Olsen, left wing 3 after a Kirky pass. Rattles off the rim and no good. Bauer there for the offensive board. And shot is up and, well, no, not up. Ellen Hart went up with the shot and drew the foul. So Ellen Hart will shoot free throws. We just got word from Brian Oakland. The Pierre Governor boys have fallen at home, 66-47, the final score. Back in the state capitol as Ellen Hart knocks down the first. Larson will check in for Jordan Kirky. Kirky has been held scoreless tonight by this ravenous Cavaliers defense. 2nd on the way for Hart, and she makes both. There's one bright spot of tonight. Governor girls are 5 of 6 from the free throw line. It's always a good thing to carry with you as the regular season winds down. Macy Bryant looking for 3. That's no good. Newly checked in. Bree Umbright gets the rebound, working against Bomberger. Uses some force to turn around on her. Misses both putbacks. And now we finally get a whistle. Guessing they called an alternating possession there. Didn't see any signals from anybody, but my trusty sidekick Caleb Brozick did, so that is the call. Jefferson stays with the possession here. 5:40 left in the ballgame. 3-point attempt on the way for Hofer. That is no good. Zoe Bauer with another rebound, but she didn't see the defender coming up from behind. They pop it loose. And another steal for the Cavs. Cavs working quickly up ahead. Here's a drive, sidestep, and shot. Tough play for Macy Bryant. 2nd really tough finish we've seen in the second half from the senior. She's having a nice game, has 11 points, and now Kirk Bebout will call an Agtegra timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds after this Agtegra break with a word from them. 56-26, Cavaliers lead.
At Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Pick it up where we left off just a minute past the 8 o'clock hour. It's a 30-point lead for the Cavaliers on their way to their 12th win of the season. 5 minutes remaining with a running clock here in the fourth quarter. And it starts with a Molly Olson shot and strong finish. As Olson's got her first points of this second half, she's now got 9, leading the Governors in scoring. Up ahead, they go to number 13, Bree Umbright, who now has her first points of this second half and of this game. And she uses some advantageous size, standing at 6'2", one of the taller players you'll see in this classification. And on the other end, Ellen Hart wrapping up with Brooklyn Baker for the alternating possession. This will stay with the Governors. Possession arrow pointing their direction. Ellen Hart dribbling with the right hand has her pass shoved out of bounds by Bartles, so everybody will reset. Emery Larson in the corner as her pass popped up in the air. It was intended for Olson. Olson with some sheer will just ripping it away. Almost loses it again, takes it back, but Umbright goes up and blocks the shot of Molly Olson. Samantha Hofer up ahead. Corner 3 for Macy Bryant on the way. That rattles in and out, and Umbright gets the rebound, gets the foul, and gets the bucket. Well, the Cavaliers have pulled off Bree Umbright from the bench at 6'2". She sure isn't playing like a second half bench player with a running clock. She's playing like a starter. And she knocks down the free throw. There must be something that I don't know about Bree Umbright. She's not in the starting 5. She's a dynamic player, and she's showing it off here in the fourth quarter. 3:30 remaining. Emery Larson with the dribble, double team, tried to kick it to the corner. That was picked off by Lydia Johnson. Johnson up ahead, up and under on Emery Larson, no good. Baker with the rebound, puts it up and puts it in. So Baker's now on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. A host of Cavaliers finding their way onto the stat sheet here tonight. Zoe Bauer going to get whistled for the double dribble. Wanted to go around the defender, Samantha Hofer, and try to side sling a pass for Alice Rapp. But it just wasn't to be. And now wholesale substitutions coming in for the Pierre Governors. And at least for me, our first time seeing Liza Janicki. So the freshman guard will check in. She has put in some plentiful minutes for the Pierre Governor girls. Some other substitutions as well. Morena Bushbaum, Mackenzie Flottmeyer, Alice Rapp all in the game for the Pierre Governors alongside Faith Bomberger. Janicki, another really exciting young player for this Pierre Governors organization, or program, I should say. We're still in high school, buddy. Timeout called by the Cavaliers. This will be a 30-second break. Gives us time to remind you, acres ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. Liza Janicki, just a freshman, and there's a couple freshmen out on the floor right now for the Pierre Governor girls. They've got Alice Rapp out, who's got 6 points in this contest. Zoe Bauer with 4. And just to kind of shed some light on this freshman crew, Pierre Governors are losing a great group of seniors. Jasmine Yost, Emery Larson, Mackenzie Flottmeyer, Paige Sporer, who has been kind of the cheerleader of this team, dealing with an ACL over the last 2 years. Very hard to say goodbye to those seniors, but when you look at this freshman and sophomore class upcoming, mainly made up by freshmen, the only sophomore is Ellen Hart, who's played her fair share of minutes. Well, the future is bright. Cavs getting back to work on offense as they too made some subs. Bree Umbright with a three-point attempt. That misses the mark. Bushbaum there for the rebound. Janicki running point. And she throws it away as that one's picked off by Bartles. Bartles saw that pass coming from a mile away. Those are just some of those growing pains that Liza Janicki will deal with as she gets more and more varsity minutes. Alice Rapp with a nice steal defensively as a pass intended for Hofer found its way to Rapp first. And putting together a nice little night here on the road. Alice Rapp drives baseline, picks up the dribble. Right wing kick to Mackenzie Flottmeyer, swings it up top for Baumberger. Janicki on the left wing, driving, going to go up with the shot and draws the foul. And now Janicki has an opportunity to get on the Wegner Auto scoreboard here for the first time tonight. 1:25 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 63-28. Cavaliers out in front. Janicki's first free throw is on the way, no good. I will say this about Janicki. When I head up to the Y to try to emulate Emery Larson and Molly Olson shooting from outside the arc, Janicki's up there working on her game frequently. She makes that second free throw and splits the pair. I think she knows she's going to play a huge role for this program in years to come. She's just working to craft her game. And defense right here and playing it well as she forces a deflection and forces an alternating possession as Lydia Johnson goes down to the hardwood on the baseline. And gets tied up with Janicki and Alice Rapp. Possession arrow favors the Cavs, so they'll inbound along their own baseline. Under a minute to go here. In the corner, Lydia Johnson gives up a look at three. Cross-court pass finds its way to Hofer. Hofer thought about three, but was defended well by Flottmeyer. They go inside for Umbright. Turn around, fade away, jumper no good. Rapp with the rebound. Up ahead, kick to Baumberger. Baumberger steps baseline, loses the dribble, but it goes off the left thigh of a Cavalier defender. Janicki will inbound. Governor's looking for one final bucket here in the remaining 15 seconds. Bushbaum goes up and under. Left-handed floater is good. Great touch from Bushbaum. She's got 5. And now the Cavaliers will just hold on to it and waste away the final couple seconds. Final score here, 63-31. As the Cavaliers pick up their 12th win on the season, Governor Girls will fall to 5-13. It was a great night from Brinley Altenberg, who finished the evening with 24 points. Now the Pierre Governor girls will look ahead to their final 2 regular season games upcoming on the 27th and the 28th. We'll talk all about that in our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show coming up right after this break. Final score again, 63-31. Cavaliers get the win here at home.
Dr. Ryan and his team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg would like to thank their wonderful patients for allowing us to treat their whole family, from infants to elders and everyone in between, including routine dental care, same-day crowns and bridges, implants, and many more procedures. We are excited that soon we'll be able to offer IV sedation. We are excited for what the future will bring. Call 224-7774 to schedule an appointment today. Again, thank you to all our wonderful patients.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports, from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Welcome into the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart coming to you live here after the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers get the win at home 63-31. And an issue for the Pierre Governor girls this season has been falling behind in the early going and just unable to make that climb back up. We've seen it a lot where they fall behind by double digits, but then late in the second quarter or even midway through the second quarter, they settle into the ball game. But then it just kind of, is, like we said, too tall of a mountain to get back up on top of. And, well, let's be honest, they played some outstanding opponents over the last couple of weeks. And tonight they played an incredibly outstanding player in Brindley Altenburg. As we talk game trends, Altenburg scored 13 points in the first quarter as the Pierre Governor girls fell behind early 22-6. Everything was falling for the Cavaliers in that first quarter. Governors just got into a kind of a rhythm of turnovers where they just couldn't protect the basketball. And the Pierre Governor girls, to their credit, they really kind of settled in nicely in that second quarter, scored 14 points. However, it was still an 18-point lead for the Cavaliers. And I think for Kirk Bebout, it's easier said than done, but how do you kind of limit those opportunities in the first quarter of play? How do you play the defense that you're looking for and, well, try to keep those girls off the scoreboard? Again, like I said, easier said than done in the early going, especially when you've got a girl like Brindley Altenburg who was getting everything that she wanted and felt like she wasn't going to miss a shot after that first quarter of play, in which she knocked down 3 threes and a couple other field goals to get her to that 13-point total in that first quarter. She kept it up in the second quarter, scoring 9 more points, getting 22 in the first half. And the Pierre Governor girls were just unable to get back in that rhythm. And, of course, as we mentioned, this is a very good Cavaliers team who has won their last now 4 games and improved to 12-6. Let's take a look at the individual scoring from both sides. We'll start with the Pierre Governor girls. They were led again by Miss Molly Olson. She scored 9 points, 7 in the first half, 2 in the second half. And she did have a 3-point make in there as well. Zoe Bowers scored 4 points, played some good defense and some good rebounding here this evening. Marina Bushbaum finished with 5. Ellen Hart finishing with 2 on 2 made free throws. Emery Larson, again, just unable to get it going outside the arc because of how much defensive pressure she is faced with. She did not knock down a 3 tonight. She finished with 4 total points. And I feel like you should play the lottery if you see a game where Emery Larson doesn't knock down a 3. But again, Pierre Governor girls are starting to look and find more production from other places than just Larson. It felt like a lot of the times Larson was that key catalyst on offense. Maybe last year when you look back, Lennox Dupree kind of drew a lot of that attention, opening things up for Larson. But now Larson has kind of, as we mentioned through these games, drawn a lot of attention. I'm sure teams are watching film from earlier on in the season and saying, hey, we have got to limit her three-point production, and limit it they have. And where else do they go? Well, we saw a great performance come from a couple of freshmen tonight. We saw Zoe Bowers, as we mentioned, finish with 4 and making a bunch of really important plays on defense and on the offensive boards, saving possessions for the Pierre Governor girls and helping them out last. But how about the performance from freshman Alice Rapp? She got into the game tonight, made her first 3 shots, finished with 6 points, and really it felt like she built a lot of confidence. We talk about the future and how it is bright for these Pierre Governor girls, and it kind of goes down to that freshman class. There's a lot of talent. We also saw Liza Janicki check in for at least my first time this varsity season. I know I missed 2 games being out of town, but Liza showing some things in practice in those sophomore games, and in her hard work away when nobody's watching, it is paying off for her. And I'm sure in these final 2 regular season games, we'll see Janicki with an opportunity to play some more basketball. For the Cavaliers, it was 4 points from Abby Horner, 3 for Taylor Silvernail. Alea Johnson had 6. Bree Umbright checked into the game late, had 5. A couple with some great defensive plays. Emery Bartles had 5 points as well. Macy Bryant with 11 points, 7 in the first half, 4 in the second half. But the game really kind of went with Brindley Altenberg tonight, who finished with 24 total points, 22 of which coming in the first half. Well, let's take a quick look at some scores from around the state, as we do have some games that have gone final here in our little break between the end of this game and this post-game show. Recapping some finals from earlier today, Brandon Valley took down Mitchell 54-34. Yankton beat Brookings 56-24. O'Gorman over Huron 59-36. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leading Aberdeen Central, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 44-42. So Roosevelt putting Central to the limit here. We'll see how that one turns out. Good game going. Sioux Falls Washington girls beat T-Area, or are beating T-Area rather, 60-28 at the end of 3. On the boys' side of Class AA, Sioux Falls Roosevelt beat Central 79-53. Washington over T-Area 66-58. 2 good teams clashing there. O'Gorman and Huron are tied at 21 apiece with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Pierre Governor boys fell at home to Jefferson 66-47. Just getting underway, Brandon Valley leads Mitchell at the start of the second quarter 16-5, and yet to tip off, Yankton at 5-12 versus 1-16 Brookings and 6-13 Sturgis taking on 4-13 Douglas tonight. Reminder, you can get all the final scores from around the state on our local sports page at drgnews.com. All right, we're going to step away for one more final break here in our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. When we come back, we'll hand out our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game t-shirt, take a look ahead at these final 2 regular season games, and get you on your way on this Tuesday night. Back in 3 minutes here on the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show on KGFX and drgnews.com.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season, and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications, as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building, the garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors can give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378. Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show as we wrap things up here on this Tuesday evening. Cavaliers getting their 12th win on the year, taking down the Governors 63-31. Pierre Governors fall to 5-13. Sioux Falls Jefferson improves to 12-6. Now, before we get to our player of the game, now things kind of shift a little bit for the Pierre Governor girls as we look ahead towards the final two games of the regular season. They will be back-to-back days on the 27th and 28th here coming up Friday and Saturday. They'll be at home against 5-13 Sioux Falls Roosevelt. That will be a crucial game, as will be the one on Saturday when they go to Watertown to take on the Arrows or Arrowettes. I'm not sure. Yeah, Caleb says we're sticking with Arrows, but Arrowettes might be a good one for them. Yeah, so we'll let them know that when we stop by the House of Purple on Saturday afternoon. But as I mentioned, Kirk Bebout said he wasn't looking at rankings at all, and he's focused on keeping these girls committed to the task at hand. But this would have been a huge win for their rankings hopes and their SODAC 16 presence here this season. They currently sit at 15th, and that's that 16th spot that's going to be interesting. Now they should get in because Watertown sitting at 3-15, Douglas at 4-13, Brookings at 2-15. They sit at 17, 18, and 19. So Pierre Governor girls, if they can just handle their business on the outset and they don't have things happen below them, they should go in as either the 16 or the 15 seed. Obviously, they know they're going to be going on the road, but the Pierre Governor girls, they just want a chance to dance. That's all you can ask for. And of course, Kirk Bebout told us in our Buff Nation Keys to Successes, he so lovingly called it their Govs Nation Keys to Success. Hey, we've just got to handle what's in front of us, let the rest take care of itself, and give ourselves an opportunity. He has talked about that night in, night out, and that's all they need is that, an opportunity to play. And we have seen improvements, and we've seen a lot of talent coming off of the bench. As we mentioned, we saw Alice Rapp go for 6 tonight. Great performance from the freshman. Zoe Bauer continues to impress with not only her offensive play, but her defensive play. Still trying to figure out what's stronger for Zoe Bauer because she's so good at both. She's always kind of in the way of passes, always kind of knows where that next pass is coming. And when she gets the ball, she shoots with confidence. And we also saw Liza Janicki tonight, a very promising player for the Pierre Governor girls as a freshman. But again, they did say we're going to be losing some great seniors, but to supplement that, a great freshman class coming up from behind and a great 8th grade class too that will be making their presence next season. But again, final 2 games of this regular season for the Pierre Governor girls coming up Friday and Saturday. Sioux Falls Roosevelt will be a 7 o'clock tip on KGFX, and then a 2 o'clock tip on Saturday afternoon on the road in Watertown. And then we just see how it all shakes out, see where the Pierre Governor girls are going. As we take a look at the top of the bracket, might find these interesting. You know, it would either mean going back to Brandon Valley, who sits at 1 seed at 18-0, O'Gorman at 17-1, likely going to be going to either one of those 2 schools and 2 teams that the Governor girls have played this season. And both of those 2 teams with state championship aspirations. Man, would it be fun for the Pierre Governor girls to disrupt that if that is the case where they will be heading. Well, the folks have all but cleared out of the gym. If you're listening on your way home back to the state capitol, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you, don't veer for deer. It starts with you. You've got some place to be, and hopefully that is in Riggs High Gym on Friday night. And, of course, if you can't join us in person, make sure you join us on KGFX and the DRG News app. Make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. You can bounce around from game to game. We got a lot of great things coming up on our airwaves. Obviously, regional high school hoops tonight. We've got more regional action on Thursday, and then just more regional action coming all the way up to the state tournament. And we'll be letting you know on our local sports page who, if anybody, will be able to follow to the state tournament, keeping our fingers crossed. All right, it's time to give out our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game t-shirt. Before we do that, here's a word from our friends who sponsor us and Bauman Lumber.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
And if this was the Governor's player of the game, well, it certainly could go a lot of different directions. Of course, Molly Olson, the lead scorer for the Govs again tonight. She finished with 9. We saw some great play out of Zoe Bauer and Alice Rapp. Bauer made some great plays defensively, but also assisted a couple nice shots from Alice Rapp, who finished with 6 points. But it is hard to go anywhere else than Brindley Altenberg, who finished with 24 points. Again, it's not the Governor's player of the game. It is just the player of the game, and she was indeed just that. So congratulations to Brindley Altenberg. She is the proud new owner of this Bauman Lumber Player of the Game t-shirt. I want to give a big thanks to all of our great sponsors who made broadcasting Pierre Governor Girls Basketball possible tonight. At Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Superior Concrete, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Dakota Mart, TMA, First Dakota National Bank, the May Adam Law Office, Edward Jones, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Wagner Auto, Hag Ag, Xander Auto Parts, American Bank and Trust, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Bauman Lumber, Tokyo Hibachi and Sushi, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Our pregame show was sponsored by Bank West. Our keys to success were sponsored by Buff Nation, South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, making sure you get here and home safely. All time out sponsored by Ag Tegra. Halftime sponsored by CHS River Plains. And this postgame show sponsored by Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg. As you heard, our player of the game was sponsored by Bauman Lumber. And for one final time, off our Wagner Auto scoreboard, Cavaliers get their 12th win of the season, 63-31. Pierre Governors fall to 5-13. For Caleb Rosick on the camera, for Haley Hansen back in the studio, I'm Justin Cowart saying so long. Have a great Tuesday night. We'll see you Friday evening when the Governors host Sioux Falls Roosevelt right here on KGFX and streaming live on drgnews.com.